Print hand are, guys. Yeah, don't. Just don't stop patronising me. I've tried recording this video nearly 4 times because this camera didn't want to cooperate. I found out it has a fast action function, so it can follow movement a lot faster, and it looked really good. Problem is, it interferes with how long I can record, and it's not because of file size. The SD card in here is rather large, so I don't see why it doesn't record a lot. On standard it has a 9-minute record time, and I don't know how to extend that. I don't like it when cameras have a record time length. I really hate it when a camera has a defined length of time it can record for. I really hate that. What I like is cameras that don't have that. Problem is, cameras that don't have the restriction of recording lengths are really shitty cameras. Like you. And I haven't had enough practice to use my Nerf one either, so yeah. The video from this ain't too bad. It's not too bad. It's just that it's kind of dark, that's all. But the weird thing is, when I viewed the video through my other camera, it actually worked just fine. Weird. Oh well, but this doesn't have a record time length, so yeah. Hauls. Let's go on to hauls. Okay, first off, my first official Super Sentai toy. Even though it's only part of one. This is Jet Changer 1. This is part of, I believe it is called Dengeki or Change Robo from the Super Sentai Changeman. So yeah, the sticker on this side is a little bit messed up, but this one is a lot clearer, even though this camera is absolute shit for detail. So yeah. Ooh, that's not good. Gonna need to fix that. I've just noticed that there's a crack on the side of this. Give me a moment, I need to fix that. I really do actually need to fix that. Crud. That is a problem. That is a real problem. Oh, crud. Oh, fuck. And the piece just broke off. Shit. I'm just going to have to try and carefully glue that back in place. So yeah, this thing is never going to come undone again. yeah, this guy forms the pelvis and head of the mecha. So yeah, I might actually need to break that tiny little piece right there to actually realign it. This is the problem with old Sentai toys. The plastic quality was not the best, mainly because, well, they were still working out the kinks. So yeah, all I'm missing from this figure is helicopter and tank changer, which form the arms and legs respectively. So yeah, the damage will reflect on value, but to be honest, I don't really care, because any price I get for this thing will be a profit. Next up, actually from the same shop, I got chopsticks. New chopsticks. Pink, black, I believe dark blue, they could be purpley, and lime green. So yeah, some new chopsticks. I use chopsticks a lot. I've got about 7 pairs now, including these. So yeah, heck, I got a brand new pair that you saw me open on my haul video for Christmas. So yeah, these are going to be kept like that for a while until I have destroyed my other 2 pairs. So yeah, I go through chopsticks rather quickly. Next up, gorillas. Can't go wrong with gorillas. And it's Demon Days. Oh, parental advisory, explicit content. It mentions about guns and shooting, that's all. Features the new single, Feel Good Inc. I love Feel Good Inc. It's track number 7 on this, and actually no, track number 6.
Awesome.
Shut up! My dad always does something stupid. But yeah, I love gorillas. It's an animated band, what would you expect? Right, let's seal this up. Just stick up the room. Next up, Dragonlance, War of the Twins. Yeah, my mum already has a bunch of Dragonlance books, even this one. But the reason why I got this is because of Wizards of the Coast. My friend Odin said that if I can get a hold of any Wizards of the Coast Dragonlance books, he would take them off my hands. So yeah, from what I can tell, a normal version of this is worth about 18-19 quid from the listings and sales that I've seen. This one is a Wizards of the Coast version, so I don't know how much this would be, so I will have to talk with Odin. Either way, I'll get a profit. Even if I make 3 quid, I'll make a profit. So it's money, so it's a good thing. Next up, I got a barricade. Fuck yeah, I got a freaking barricade. This needs to be done. Much better. Oh, the Lightning Storm stock is actually really comfortable, and the worker stock version of this is actually really nice. Just that nice curve right there. Just wonderful. Lightning, no, thunderstorm. I think it's a thunderstorm. Yep, no, lightning storm. Everyone calls it the thunderstorm. Lightning storm, thunderstorm. Either way, it's a wonderful stock. Yeah, onto the blaster. It is a Barricade Rev 10, and well, barricades aren't really in production anymore. They're out mode. Literally, they're obsolete. Okay, little backstory. When the Barricade came out, it was amazing because it was a 10-shot rapid-fire blaster. It came out roughly about the exact same time as a deploy. The only issue was you couldn't just pull the trigger as fast as you wanted. You have to do it at a certain pace. So it was rather slow but very loud, as you could hear, and that was without batteries in it. That was just the clicking mechanism. The flywheels are even louder. I know from experience because my friend Jam has a Barricade that he got brand new, and oh my word was it loud. Had a few jamming darts, but not too big a problem. The reason I got this is because, well, I can either sell it on for about £5, because that's how much these are going for now. They've gone down from being £14.99 to being less than £5 now, so yeah. Also, for some reason, the previous owner drew on what appears to be a variation of Drak's signature. If you know about Drak, then you'll understand what his signature looks like, and that looks to be a variation on it. It's not modified from what I can tell, because it had normal batteries in it, and for some reason it has a hammer on the back. Maybe it was signifying that it was hammer time. Actually, for me lately, it's always been hammer time because I've been helping my dad out in the garden working on the shack, as they call it. It's sort of like a trellis, basically, but it's a little camp site area, really. But yeah, we've been fixing it up and putting sheeting on it, drops, and wood bracings. So, yeah. The reason why I got this is because, as you know, let's just give you a little backstory. As I was thinking about the Barricades, they're a 10-shot blaster. But, thing is, when people found out that you could modify this thing completely, one person actually found out a really good mod. And that mod was to completely gut the drum. Basically what they did was remove this bit here, so this entire section here, they just cut it off there, removed the drum and the rotation mechanism, and then they grafted on a Raider magwell. Now, the N-Strike Raider was a rapid slam fire drum fed blaster. When you got it new in box, the magwell was detached, meaning because it's that big a blaster. In order to make it flush, they have to make the magwell removable. Well, it was a side-fed blaster, one of the few side-feds, and now there's a new version of the Raider for the Star Wars line. Basically, the magwell was removable. So, what the person did was grafted it onto here and made a clip-fed Barricade. The first clip-fed Barricade. Drak found out about it and did a few extra mods to it. Flywheel adjustment, motor adjustment, and over voltage, and made a really good blaster. Then Hasbro found out about them. Then Hasbro kind of one-upped it. They made the Strife, which is pretty much just a clip-fed Barricade. So they took something that the fandom created and then turned it into an official blaster, which has happened a few times. Now, that's not the reason I bought this. No, the reason why I have this is because I want to do something a little bit silly. What I want to do is take the drum from this and the rotation mech and see if I can graft that into a Nerf Mega Cyclone Shock. Now, the Mega Cyclone Shock, if you know about it, is a large 6-dart hand cannon. It's a giant revolver. From what I've seen, its drum is roughly about the same diameter as one of these. So I'm thinking, if I can integrate this into a Mega Cyclone Shock, 10 shots instead of 6. And as Drac has said, a Mega Cyclone Shock that is modified to fire normal darts should be regulated because those are powerful. His own version of that with CPVC barrels, he said that he will have to restrict himself from using it because it's that good a modification. So 10 darts will be more interesting if it works. So yeah, and if it doesn't, I have a Flywheel Blaster. So yeah, I've got a lot of Nerf stuff, don't I? I've got a lot more over there. Still working on a few things. Next up, just want to say, my granddad managed to find my extra SD cards, which have been missing since August. My 32 gig and my 2 gig. In here I have my 16 gig. In my 2DS I have my 4 gig, and over there I have an 8 megabyte camera SD card. So yeah, I've got a few good cards. I use a Nintendo DS chip case for it, which is actually pretty handy because I've got a bunch of these. So yeah, SD cards, no problem. Got the cases. Next up, something I just love. Those of you familiar with Hot Wheels Battle Force 5 will know about the Reverb. Now, I am not a fan of the driver, Stanford. It is not because he's from the UK. No, it's actually far from that. I love the fact he's from the UK, I just don't like it that he's a snob. He's the stereotypical snob, which is fitting for the UK, yes, but not really logical. It would be nice to actually see a Welsh character. Well, that's kind of my own bias because I'm Welsh. But the reason why I mention this is because I have a Reverb. This is my favourite of the core Battle Force 5 vehicles. It is called the Reverb because it specialises in sound-based artillery. Now in the show, these 2 large cannons are simply called sonic cannons. Basically they just emit sonic pulses that just shoot. And they actually disorientate opponents, and they're good for echolocation. I love this car because it is sleek, it is fast, and it is a wide vehicle, really wide. It would take up part of the road. In real life, it really would. And, well, it just looks wonderful. The only thing I have against it is the Union Jack. Okay, Fedus, Mattel. I love that you actually moulded the flag onto the bottom, but got a problem. It is inaccurate whatsoever because there are supposed to be speakers underneath the car. In the show, he's able to emit a sound pulse that is able to bounce the car over an opponent. So basically he can drive up alongside them. If the opponent's trying to ram him, he can just bounce the car over and then do the exact same to them. So basically there is supposed to be speakers underneath this for the bounce function, which I know is not possible in real life. Some people have actually managed to bounce their car because there's speakers underneath them. But just for screen accuracy, I would have liked the speakers to be moulded in. I might actually try and make that circuitry detail rather than a flag, because I don't like England. I really don't. Because I really don't like I just don't like England. What I do want to do to this is actually integrate an LED, because I don't have the figure that goes inside. Thankfully I don't. What I want to do is put either a green LED or a blue LED to light up the windscreen, because you know me in purple. This guy should be the prime example because he is purple. Heck, I'm a fan of Decepticons, even though I don't have that many Decepticons. I've got more Autobots than I do Decepticons. Heck, I've got more Optimus Prime figures than I do Megatrons. We'll get onto that in a moment. We really will get onto that in a moment. Yeah, it's lame. But, yeah. You know me, I love the colour purple. And, well, my back wall there and my wall by here is purple. So, yeah. And to have an LED integrated into this would make it really wonderful. I might try and actually resin cast these and actually make them full plastic, but then run LEDs into them so that the insides of them actually light up, and that would be wonderful to replicate the purple glow of the sonic vibrations. But I just love the reverb. It's a wonderful little car. It is one of the fastest ones. And to be honest, it's actually the most logical looking car in the team, because I know everyone loves the Sabre because it's red, but I kind of preferred it the way it looked before it was reformatted. I don't like that it looks like a giant arrow. Mainly because the Green Arrow already did that joke by having a race car in the shape of an arrow. Literally, in one of the Justice League episodes, he drives a giant arrow. It's a drag arrow. But yeah, this one is the most logical because, well, it looks like a bloody muscle car, and it looks like something you'd be able to see on the road. And to be honest, it actually, in the show, its actual performance is actually really good. It's actually really good on turning, really good on speed, and it manages to just zip around corners. So yeah, I just love the reverb. Okay, next up. I have Bully, the Scholarship Edition for the Wii. New features include 8 new missions, 4 new classes, 4 new characters, and 2-player mini-games new rewards. So yeah, one of the few Rockstar games that you can find on a Nintendo console. There are very few. Now, the reason why I have a stack of games because these are all of my Wii games. I have 4 Wii games of my own. I have GoldenEye, which I've yet to play. I have Nerf. And just as an added bonus to that, I have the Switch Shot that goes alongside the Nerf game. So basically you can take a Wiimote and just put that into there, and this is actually one of the better guns to use with a Wiimote. So, yeah, and it shows on the back the switch fire, well, the switch shot. And I have the plunger tube, and it is modified. So yeah, now it's full direct. I knocked out the AR. And it hurts, it really does. Not one of the brightest ideas to make it a direct plunger. They should have made that an invert. They really should have. Just because it does hurt. Yeah. Logic? Non-existent. Yeah. That's my Wii for Nerf. Next up, Mario Galaxy 2. Because I don't have... I don't have Mario 1, so yeah. Oh well. It's a Mario game. And then Bully. So I have 4 Wii games, which I'm actually thinking about getting myself a Wii for myself, because we do have one, but that's for the family. So I'm thinking, get one myself, just play all the games, and just personalize it myself. So, yeah. That's all the stuff from charity shops. There's 2 more items here that I need to show you. Okay, first off, I'm just going to say this. The prices that these were bought for, I cannot justify how much they were bought for. I cannot justify spending £15 each on these 2 items. Mainly because the plastic quality, the size, the paint, and the overall distribution of these items results in a price worthy of £8. First off, Transformers RID Gold Armor Grimlock, or as we call him, G1 RID Grimlock. Okay, here's the thing, I bought this myself. My grandparents gave me 20 quid as a Christmas present because, well, it's not like they'd be able to find anything on my Christmas list. So they gave me 20 quid. I spent that on this guy. Still got a £5 left over. Yeah, this guy was £15. I cannot and will not justify £15 for one of these. No, I have not opened it. But here's the thing. On this guy, I can definitely not. I really cannot justify the 15 quid because, one, that's not gold. G1 Grimlock is known for gold chrome. The picture on the back, yeah, that's nice gold. That's bronze. And not even a nice shiny bronze. So what I'm going to have to do is repaint him. So I'll mark off the shoulders, mark off any hinge joints and such like that and leave those the way they are. But everything else that is bronze is going to get a coat of gold paint. And along with that stupid poker chip Autobot symbol, yeah, the app game, not touching it. Just no. So what I'm going to do is just simply cover that up and fix in the gap. So, yeah, I'm going to give him actual paint. But I've been wanting this mold for a while, just because I like the figure. I do like the figure. Mainly because it's one of the few good Grimlocks we've been receiving, and no, I'm not talking about the and I'm not talking about the movieverse. Those are horrible figures. Literally, those are genuinely really bad figures. Next up, you know, I mentioned about the Prime. I got another. Okay, here's my reasoning. 1. This is a good toy. This is a good version of Optimus Prime. This is actually really good articulated. 2, it was on my Christmas list. Didn't get it. So, bought it at Sainsbury's. 15 quid. I really can't justify the price. Yeah. All of the warrior class figures, I'm sorry, but I would only be able to justify the price of £8 for these, because distribution is horrible in the UK. It really is. Because my local Tesco's, literally only a day ago, got this. 2 years we've not had actual Transformers. These things have been listed on the website, but not in stock on the site. I checked. Heck, they didn't even bother putting in an icon for these. They didn't put a thumbnail. They just put the generic basket. Literally, they didn't even bother putting a picture up for these things. So, yeah. 3rd reason I got this, because of a Japanese version of Optimus Prime that we, nor did America, get. Star Convoy. Okay, Star Convoy was a large playset class Transformer. It was a full Transformer. Oh, it was. Basically, it was a huge motorized truck that you stood up, fold around the cab, undo the arms, and then you got a giant Optimus Prime that you could then transform back into truck mode, unfold the cab, unfold the trailer, and turn into a playset. And that was Star Convoy, and it was motorized. It had tank treads that moved, rubber tank treads. That was a G1 toy with rubber tank treads. Even to this day, that is unique. Literally. A Transformer with functioning tank treads. Let's see here. How many do that? Out of all the tank-based Transformers, how many tanks have tank treads that work? Star Convoy. Demolisher from Revenge of the Fallen, it had semi-functional tank treads. Yes, it was a digger, but it still had treads. They were semi-functional. Semi. Because you push it and it would jump, then stop, and then it would jump again. The rubber was used to form giant wheels, which were very bad, and the thing is, it's the sort of rubber that degrades over time. Star Convoy has that as well, but you can at least get replacements. And that's it. Those are the only ones I can think of that have functioning tank treads. So, yeah. Now, the reason why I mention Star Convoy is because this is pretty much a homage to Star Convoy. I have cross-referenced this figure and checked. It has pretty much the exact same transformation as Star Convoy. Going from vehicle mode, you stand it up on the back, you rotate the cab around, you unplug the arms, which are the front of the vehicle, you hinge them down to form the shoulders, and then you fold two panels on the sides of the figures onto the lower half of the legs. And that is pretty much Star Convoy. It literally is. It's literally Star Convoy. It really is Star Convoy. Literally, just look at the hands. That pretty much is a huge Star Convoy thing. I'm surprised no one has actually customed one of these to look like Star Convoy. Literally, I've checked. As of today, no one has actually done it yet. What I plan on doing is actually getting the second one of these, painting a yellow star on the chest, hence the Star Convoy, give him a slightly different head, give him tank treads on the back wheels, and then just give him a little bit more grey along the legs, maybe some panel lining. And then I'll have an RID 2015 version of Star Convoy. So yeah, that's what I intend on do, and that's why I have this. Because it is a great figure, but I just cannot justify the price. You're probably wondering, why do I have two of them here? Well, I don't actually, I have three. I have three RID Transformers. So, yeah. Now, on to another note. I mentioned about having more primes. Guess how many I've got? Give you a minute to think. Time's up. No. 22. I have 22 Optimus Primes. I really do hate myself for having 22 Optimus Primes and only 5 Megatrons. Literally, you want to know my 5 Megatrons? Easy. Energon Leader Megatron. Animated Leader Megatron. And it's right there. Then, I've got a Little Legends figure. Little Legends Megatron from Revenge of the Fallen. Then, I've got him. Right there. I've got him. A Little Beast Machines Megatron. what I've been hunting for a few years, which I will do a video on. And my fifth Megatron? Oh, that's an easy one. The original RID Megatron. Or, as it was called, Gigatron, I believe. Or Gigastorm. From Car Robots. Unfortunately, mine can only assume semi-car form, bat form, and robot form, mainly because he's missing a load of parts. So I'm going to have to get hold of either a knockoff or another one with just the parts. So yeah. Or I could try and get hold of the Galvatron and just repaint the parts. But it's not that big a deal. It's a Megatron, what you expect. I have a representation of the figure, doesn't mean it's a good one. So yeah, I have 5 Megatrons and 22 Primes. Someone who hates Optimus Prime so much, I sure do have a lot of them. Yeah. Even though technically, in a way, I have 6 Megatrons. Because this little guy, but he's not a Transformer, he's just a figurine of a Transformer. So yeah, technically does not count. I will admit he is very, very well sculpted. I just don't like his face because that's not the correct shade of pink. So yeah, and plus, to be honest, wouldn't it be kind of cool to actually get Beast Megatron in RID? Wouldn't that be kind of cool? Seeing as, we don't actually know where Megatron is, because technically RID is Transformers Prime. Same continuity, literally. There's a comic series that's still going on at the moment of the original Prime team, and they're connected to the RID team. Thing is, we don't know where Megatron is because, well, now he is Galvatron, and he's just out and about. So, yeah, he is somewhere. He's no longer a Decepticon, but there are still Decepticons around. So, weird. But yeah, that's my haul. Really, really, really bloody lengthy in it. Yeah. Not my fault. But, today is New Year's Eve. And it's also my brother-in-law's birthday. So, I got him Destiny. With expansions pack 1 and 2. So it has Destiny expansion pack 1 and the Taken King. So yeah, I think he likes that because technically that's 3 games. He's also got the Rare collection, which is about 30 games because it's also got Banjo-Kazooie. And it's also got Conker's Bad Fur Day, from what I know. Oh, that's going to be fun. But unfortunately, you can't play that because he needs to download an app to play it. For some reason, they're all Xbox 360 games. From what I understand, they just were not able to port the engine to the Xbox One to make it work. So they had to make them all Xbox One, or they had to make them all Xbox 360 games to make the backwards compatibility. So, meh. He also has 2 Assassin's Creeds and something else. I don't know. But yeah. He loves it because he still can't believe that he has an Xbox One. He deserves it, he really does. Even though I absolutely detest the Xbox One because it's shit, and people keep comparing it to a VHS player when a VHS player is clearly superior. It has better graphics. Even though technically a VHS player is just a medium or emulator. It's the game themselves that have the graphics and videos. Bad jokes aside. Yeah. Stuff I've recently been working on. Twin Shrouds, chapters 1 and 2. I've read through them and fixed any spelling mistakes as best as I can and reworded a few things. Chapter 2 is close to 6 pages long. I kind of included one bloody bombshell in that one. I'm thinking I'm going to upload that to FA. Yeah, I think it might be logical to actually upload that to FA and see what people think. Yeah. Don't know how I'm going to do that. I might just put it in the comments. I might just put it in the description or as a download one. I don't know. So, next up is something I've been contemplating actually. For the longest time, ever since I've designed DX, I've always wanted him to have long silver hair. Problem is, I'm horrible at drawing hair. You've probably seen that from some of my other drawings. So, what I'm thinking about doing is actually taking my human model that I've done for MMD and just give him long black hair on top of the already Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's Yusei Fudo hair. So that does require me to do a lot of editing to make it work. But yeah, hopefully I can just find a hair model from one of the humans I've got in my archive and implement it. Hopefully. Hopefully that works. I don't know. But yeah, that's the plan at least. Wish me luck on that, because I think that'll look pretty good. Also, I'm gonna need to try and work on Zenaku's the crescent blade a little bit more, because I want to actually turn that into a weapon that my human model can wield. And that will be nice. Also, I need to work on a new gauntlet model. I'm having trouble lining up the thumbs for a thumb, because it keeps doing weird motions. It doesn't line up correctly.
I don't believe in Looney Tunes.
Shut up! So yeah, the bones don't line up correctly, so I'm going to try and rip the bones from another model and rig them to my new hand. Hopefully that way they'll be aligned. So yeah, I'll also have to remove physics because I hate physics on models. I really do, because they just get in the way. Literally, the amount of times I've had to delete files because physics are just broken. Which is why I just get rid of the center bones on the feet and the physics and joints from a model because they just break. So yeah, it's a real nuisance. It really is. Literally, the amount of times I had to delete his original model 3 years ago. Literally, 2013 is when I started learning about using MMD. When I first tried building his 3D model, oh my word. I made about 70 files. And good lord. Most of them I had to delete because of all the physics and joints that were just adding up. I kept deleting them each time and they just came back. It was a nuisance. Literally, I had to separate each one into an individual folder. Up to 100 folders at one point. It was stupid. Really fucking stupid. But yeah. Really fucking stupid. Yeah, I'm gonna try and add hair to my human model and give him Zenaku's blade. which I'm still working on Zenaku because I can't get his hair to work correctly, and for some reason his flute and sword grow and shrink incorrectly. So I'm going to need to remove those models and redo them. Wish me luck on that. It's going to be a pain in the ass. Then something else I actually want to do. I'm going to have to ask my friend ZM on Deviant, because one of the model sets he has is of Transformers Prime models. Optimus, Bumblebee, RC, Bulkhead and Ratchet. There's actually a problem with all of them. Some parts are broken, there are bits of vertices missing, and none of them are actually aligned. So what I want to do is align the torso, break it up into its core parts, align them, reattach them, maybe cut it in half and then import the body again so it's at least symmetrical. Align everything, remove one arm, one leg from each model, and just mix and match the parts so they're all filled in, because some parts on the left leg are broken whereas some parts on the right leg are just fine. So yeah, I'll have to mix and match between the parts and mirror the models to get it aligned, re-rig them, then double import them, so I've got two left, one right, same for the arms, then add in the torso, rig it all up, and then send them over to ZM so he can compare the two models side by side. I actually have a very good habit of realigning models that are kind of iffy. So yeah, texture mapping is not something I'm good at. I have tried and I fail miserably. So yeah, don't expect me to try and do that. Oh well. Yeah?
I'm gonna shower.
I'll do that in a minute. So, yeah. That's that. Other things? I haven't been working on much, really. Haven't had a chance. So, well, I'll end this now because I have to go for a shower. So, see you guys, and behave yourselves.